10,000 steps a day. It's touted as the minimum for good health. It has long become a default fitness goal, so much so that it birthed a whole industry. An industry worth about $20 billion. It's filled with fitness trackers, smartphone apps, even wellness programs. But do you follow this number religiously? Do you walk 10,000 steps every day? Probably not. How do we know? Because we have the numbers. Indians typically walk around 4,300 steps in a day. Americans 4,800 steps. The Japanese take 7,000 steps. Australians and Swiss nationals come close. They take some 9,000 steps. This is the average. So chances are you're not clocking in 10,000 steps every day. But there is no need to feel discouraged. I'll let you in on a secret. 10,000 steps is a myth. The number to stay healthy is far lower than that. Let alone half of 10,000, even 2,000 steps are good for you. If that's the case, why is the world being told otherwise? Blame murky historical roots. Let's take you back to the year 1965. That's when a Japanese company launched a pedometer. You know the instrument that records the number of steps taken? It estimates the distance traveled on foot. This Japanese pedometer was called 10,000 step meter. It also came with a slogan, let's walk 10,000 steps a day. What fun. And hence we had the magic number, 10,000 steps. It became trendy. It gave people a distant, sweaty goal, the goal of a fit and healthy body. It became part of everyday conversations, even corporate team building exercises. But you see, this goal is not based in a scientific study. It originated in marketing, not medicine. So what does medicine say? How many steps should you walk in a day? A new global study is out now. It was conducted by the Medical University of Lords and the Johns Hopkins University. It shows that 2 to 5,000 steps, in fact, are beneficial. About 2,300 steps is enough to benefit the heart and blood vessels. At 4,000 steps, the risk of dying prematurely of any cause starts reducing. And with every extra 1,000 steps after 4,000, the risk of dying early reduces by 15%. So basically, there is no one number. The more you walk, the more health benefits you get. This applies to people of all genders, ages, and countries. Such betrayal, right? All this time, people were beating themselves up for walking lesser than 10,000 steps. Some say they don't even bother going for a walk, assuming they won't reach the magic number, so what's the point? But with this study, it's clear that there is a point. Walking 10,000 steps definitely helps, but so does every little bit of walking. It's about small snippets of movement throughout the day, like walking from one room to another or getting up from your desk to get coffee. They all add up to make a difference. Let me show you how. Walking lowers blood pressure, strengthens muscles, protects bones, increases energy levels, boosts happy hormones like endorphins, and this benefits mental health. The best part is, walking is for everyone because it is low impact and easy on the joints. But walking is not the only light exercise that helps. I'm talking about non-exercise activities, meaning simple tasks that use energy, like carrying shopping bags, washing the floor, pacing while talking on the phone. It's ironic, but think of exercising as eating your favorite food. Even a little is good. But more is always better. After all, insufficient physical activity is responsible for more than 3 million deaths every year. It's the 4th most frequent cause of death worldwide, not enough physical activity. It increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and several cancers. And yet, people do not exercise enough, and the numbers agree. 1 in 4 adults and 4 out of 5 adolescents do not get enough physical activity. Now, exercising may seem daunting. There is rarely enough time or energy to get started, but remember that good health can be a sum of the small movements. Movement in any form should not be underestimated. So set a goal that works for you. Find your own sweet spot of step count, or throw out your tracker entirely, but just get moving.